Hey everyone, welcome back to the Prescription to Travel MD podcast, where we talk not only about how and why it's important to take time off, but also how travel may be just what you need to reset and how to travel more comfortably and affordably. And as you may have heard me say a time or two, using points and miles is an exceptional way to achieve this. I'm Dr. Courtney Downes, if we haven't met already, and today's episode is all about getting ready for what's probably one of the most impactful earning seasons of the year. So that's the Black Friday rush and holiday shopping season. We are diving into shopping portals, stacking strategies, which is ways to basically stack or use more than one offer to earn points for a single purchase. And it's my favorite tool to help you earn points for travel on, again, purchases that you're already making. And I say this as an aspiring minimalist, meaning I'm not there yet, but I do try to be intentional about my purchases, probably more so since I've started this hobby. And, not go out and buy things just because they're there or because I can or I'm bored or I think they call it emotional shopping now. This is for my minimalist card holders too who don't want 5011 credit cards. Okay, the truth is, you don't need to open a single new credit card to start earning more travel rewards. You can, and I won't discourage that either, but there are other ways to maximize your points earning. So this is assuming you already have points earning cards in your arsenal. Essentially, every purchase can become a way to earn points towards your next trip if you're strategic about how you shop. So, shopping portals, which are basically sites that you visit online, they partner with various retailers and it allows you to earn bonuses for purchases. Some of the commonly mentioned portals are like Rakuten and Capital One. Some of the airlines and hotels have shopping sites that basically will reward you with cash back or miles when you click through their links before you make a purchase. So they don't save your credit card information or anything like that, and they're relatively safe. And then since we're heading into Black Friday and Cyber Monday, I just figured it was prime time to point this out to people who may not be aware of it. So every year before it starts, I think about recording this episode, but I'm always procrastinating and too late. But I really don't want you guys to miss out. So here I am. And I'm pretty sure I've talked about some of this before in various formats. So if you've heard it already, consider this a refresher or an update. This is the time of the year where stores will bump up their rates to like 10 times or 20 times or even 40 times points per dollar. And I don't want you to miss out, okay? I want you to go into the season ready to earn like a pro. So let's start with one of my favorite tools, Rakuten. So Rakuten is incredibly user-friendly. You shop as usual, but you'll start your purchase through the Rakuten site or on the app. And if you don't have an Amex card, I still think it's a good option for you. It's going to give you cash back, which is still a win. But the big bonus, if you have an American Express account, you can choose to earn membership rewards points instead of cash back. So just recently, Rakuten users actually caught a glimpse of what may soon to be an opportunity to earn built points. It actually showed up in like the frequently answered questions section, and there is no official word or announcement as of yet, but built is one of the best transferable currencies out there, at least in my opinion. And the ability to earn built points currently is somewhat limited. So built is a system that allows you to earn points for rent, and soon mortgage, hopefully, although I've been saying this for some time. Hoping this comes to fruition early 2026 per new data that is out. But anyway, being able to earn built points on Rakuten could be a game changer. Again, details aren't forthcoming as of yet, but I will keep you posted. So just last week, Rakuten was running their Big Stack Week. So that meant that there were higher earning rates across tons of stores like Lululemon and Derm Store, Expedia, Nike, some of those things. I actually used my husband's Amex Platinum $75 Lululemon credit. It's a benefit that they just added to the Platinum card. I was able to shop through Rakuten. I grabbed some Lululemon gear, including the Align leggings I'm wearing today. I earned 15 times back on that purchase. So I couldn't combine it with the 15% healthcare workers discount, which I'll usually use when I'm shopping through Lululemon because it's usually only like 2 times back or 2% back on Rakuten and just not worth it to me. But since I know I'll get more value out of 1,500 points than $15, I opted for the 15 times back through Rakuten. So using the discount, which is not on the website, will void the rebate on Rakuten. So no double dipping in this instance, but $75 was automatically credited to our Amex Platinum bill, so I considered it a win. If you're not already using Rakuten, now is your time to sign up, okay? And if you do sign up, it's free. They'll give you $50, but you do have to make a $50 purchase within 90 days of signing up to get the $50. So essentially, you get something for free. But just keep in mind that there is a 90-day deadline to make that spend. Don't just create an account and then forget it because then you won't get the new customer welcome offer. So honestly, best to use it right away so it doesn't get forgotten and go to waste. I'm sure there's a birthday or Christmas gift or a trip tour that you need to book on Viator that you can use the $50 on. And using Rakuten again is free, so really you've got nothing to lose. I will drop my Rakuten referral link in the show notes so you can get that welcome bonus when you sign up. But even if you don't use my referral, I do encourage you to, support a friend or other creator by using their referral if you do decide to sign up. So, while Rakuten is one of my favorites, it is not the only game in town. Okay, so you can also earn rewards towards most other hotel or airline programs. So I won't talk about all of them, but I'll share a few of my other go-tos, which I feel are worth mentioning. But again, not the end all be all. If you're Team American Airlines, you may want to check out the AA Advantage shopping portal. You'll earn miles for purchases that, again, you're already planning to make, which can be used towards booking flights, flight upgrades, even hotel stays. And you may recall that I did a DoorDash challenge, so to speak, where I did a DoorDash delivery for 5,900 American Airline points. So I signed up for this through the American Airlines shopping portal. And I believe there have been similar offers through other portals. I just find American Airlines to be more valuable, but hard to earn if you don't fly them frequently. I don't think I would have done the DoorDash for 5,900 JetBlue or Delta miles. No offense to either programs. I just don't use them frequently enough and feel like they require a lot more miles to make it worth it. So, but I digress. It's also a good way to keep your American Airline miles from expiring if you're not flying that airline often and you don't have a co-branded American Airline credit card. If you have Capital One card, don't skip over the Capital One shopping portal and the Capital One offers portal. I just wanted to point out that they are not the same thing because I was confused about this as well. It's a little confusing, just like the Capital One credit cards, they give them all the similar names: Venture, Venture X, Venture One, all the things. So they decided to create a shopping portal and an offers page and wanted to confuse us a little bit more. So Capital One Shopping is actually a site and a web extension that helps you find deals and coupon codes. And it'll automatically find them and apply them at the checkout, compares prices across different retailers, and it'll allow you to earn rewards on those purchases. And you can use this whether you have a Capital One card or not. Capital One Offers, on the other hand, it's only for Capital One cardholders. So if you go to CapitalOneOffers.com, you'll find a site where you can actually earn miles. And they've had some really good points earning opportunities recently. The offers can be targeted, meaning your deals may vary from someone else's. So just keep that in mind. And then someone also recently pointed out that sometimes scrolling through the offers page gives you better bonuses than just searching. For example, Aloe Yoga may have 20 times back when you see it when you're scrolling, but only 2 times back if you type it in the search bar. So not sure why they did that, but just something to keep in mind. You don't already have enough to keep up with in this hobby, right? There is a Capital One Venture X Facebook group where users can share all the latest deals and data points for anyone who's interested. If you don't have the Capital One card, aren't in the Capital One ecosystem, you can essentially just forget everything I just said about Capital One. But I felt it was necessary to mention because there are people who maybe aren't in the Amex system and they won't get as much benefit, at least travel benefit, from using Rakuten. And they still want ways to increase their points earning. So just giving you options between Rakuten, the airline and hotel portals, and Capital One shopping ecosystem. There are just so many ways to stack extra rewards before you even get to the actual points earning that you get from swiping your credit card. Okay, so back to Rakuten. So let's talk about how to actually maximize your earning and avoid common mistakes that may be costing you points. These rules will actually apply to most of the shopping portals that you're shopping through, but you may just need to read the fine print of that specific portal. So here's a checklist for you. Number 1, always start at Rakuten.com or use the app. I prefer to use Rakuten.com, but I'm sure other people may find the app more helpful. You want to search for your store, click Shop Now, and let that link track your purchase. You do want to make sure that you complete your purchase in one session. So frequently, I'll just have my cart loaded and ready to go before I even click through Rakuten, just so I can make sure that it's all accounted for in that one session. You'll want to avoid using any outside coupon codes that can break the tracking link. Usually when you click on Rakuten, you'll see a list of codes that can be used. So it doesn't mean that you can't use codes, but you just have to use ones that are listed there. You'll want to turn off your ad blockers or any coupon extensions. Make sure that your cookies are allowed, and you may temporarily have to disable your VPNs. I also strongly recommend that you screenshot your activation and checkout page for backup because it's not uncommon to have to track down your points from these sites. And then that way you'll have proof that you actually made the purchase, that you actually clicked through, and this was the offer at the time. Now, If you want to make this truly effortless, you can install the Rakuten browser extension. So it automatically pops up when you're on a qualifying site, and it'll ask you if you want to activate your cash back or your points. And just remember to read the fine print, okay? Because not every category or every product is going to earn rewards, especially if you're buying things like gift cards or subscriptions. Now, if you're like most of us, you're juggling multiple cards, you've got multiple portals, you're trying to remember which card gives you the best points for which category, you're balancing the stickers on your cards, you're trying to tote around, 18 cards in your wallet. It can be a lot, and you do have to pick and choose what is worth your time and your energy, okay? Like with anything. So half of the people who are listening to this are already saying this is way too much energy to be put into earning points, and I get it. You may even be thinking that it's worth to just save yourself the headache and just pay cash for your flights and hotels. I started thinking this too about myself when I was started into like the gift card game. And I realized that it was just not worth my effort in most of those instances. So I think it was because I was having such a hard time, like, keeping up with spending the gift cards, so, I couldn't figure out if I bought this $100 gift card, did I already spend on it? And I'm trying to, keep up with the balances and writing them on the back of the card and just doing all these things, and I was just like, "This is just too much." So, I only buy them if I know I'm going to need them for something specific or, when I'm doing my monthly Amex Business Gold card, $20 office supply credits. I'll go and I'll get, like, a Chick-fil-A or a Starbucks card, which I know I'll use. Don't judge me, okay? But that's just me, so I get it. However, there are tools that will still allow you to maximize your points earning and just save you the mental load from having to organize this in your brain. So, one of my favorite tools for simplifying all this is CardPointers. CardPointers is an app. It keeps track of all your credit cards. It tells you which one to use for every purchase. So that way you're maximizing your rewards. It also tracks like limited time offers, like Amex offers and Chase offers, and even some of the Rakuten portal bonuses, so you don't miss out. You can add your cards manually, but the most useful way to use it is to connect to your actual accounts. And it'll tell you, like, use your Amex Gold for dining or use your Chase Freedom for this quarter's 5 times category. It even sends alerts when there's a new offer or a portal bonus you can stack. I think this is perfect for times like Black Friday when deals are constantly changing. So I'm actually an affiliate for Card Pointers, which means if you use my link in the show notes, you'll get a free trial, support the podcast at the same time. So I typically recommend this to my clients because I genuinely think it helps them make sense of their cards and their portals. And I think it ensures that no points are left behind on the table. Okay. So I initially bought the app and it was just sitting there unused. And I thought to myself, like, why did I buy this? And then once I installed the extension and unexpectedly saved money on something that I bought, I was like, okay, well, I'm glad I took the leap. So let's walk through an example of how to stack everything that we've talked about so far. So let's say you're buying a new pair of shoes for your kids for the holidays. So you'll start at Rakuten, where Nike or Foot Locker might be offering 10 times points on your purchase. And let's say you pay $100 with your Capital One Venture card for 2 times cash back. You don't have to use an Amex card to shop through Rakuten. Keep that in mind. You can use any card, including that Visa gift card that you bought at Staples and earned 5 times back on with your Chasing Business Cash card and couldn't figure out what to do with. All cards are fair game. So you're already linked to Card Pointers, and there's an offer for $10 back at Nike or Foot Locker that was added to your activated offers. So now you've earned both 1,000 Amex points through Rakuten, 200 Capital One points, and you saved $10 all from one purchase. Maybe you're planning a trip and you found an excursion on Viator and you've already checked around and realized that this is like the best price for that trip or that tour. And then Viator happens to be like 15 times back on Rakuten. So you pay via Rakuten. CardPointers found an offer that gets you $50 on Viator bookings for your Amex Gold card, and you earn points on your Gold card. You get points added to your Rakuten account, and you get the $50 for the spend with the offer that was activated on the card. So you can see how you could easily end up with 10,000 plus points from using these methods, and that's halfway to like a free flight or a hotel night, okay? The shopping portals do have their limitations, okay? So not all stores are on there. Again, there may be fine print that says that your purchase is ineligible, such as if you're buying gift cards or if you're buying a subscription and you don't keep it open for more than 90 days, those type of things. And you do have to keep track of whether or not you actually earn the points because they are unfortunately notorious for not rewarding you points for your purchase. I had this experience with buying contact lenses that I only found out about much later because I wasn't actually paying attention. And, it wasn't a big deal in the grand scheme of things, but just something to be aware of. Also, be aware of the rules surrounding what you're buying. So, Probably less of an issue if you're buying something that you're actually going to use or something you're not going to return, like pet food, but can be an issue with subscriptions. So let me give you an example of Rakuten gone wrong. Rakuten frequently has offers where if you sign up for a SoFi investment account, they'll award you with bonus of like $125 or 12,500 points. You have to make a minimum deposit and you have to leave your account open for a period of time to ensure that they actually will award you the points. Sounded like a good idea to me, right? Others had success with it, so I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And I was not aware that they would charge me $100 for an inactivity fee for not checking my account for every 6 months. Checking my SoFi investment account that only had $100 in it that I deposited just to get the bonus was not high on my priority list. And I'm sure they were counting on that. And I was not aware of this and got hit with the fee. And they would not reverse the fee. So essentially, erased the bonus that I earned through Rakuten. I was so annoyed. I will never do business with SoFi ever again. I just felt that it was very misleading, and I would honestly be worried about transparency with any of their other programs. So 10 out of 10 do not recommend SoFi. Lesson learned. But I'm here to make the mistakes and test out the product so that you don't have to. And then if you do decide to use SoFi and go after the bonus, you're aware that this is a possibility. And I think there's something to be said about expectation versus reality, right? And if you go in with rose-colored glasses on, it can be a little discouraging to kind of have your vision shattered. But now you know what to expect. You can determine if this is something that may work for you or something that you're just not up for. And it's not for people who don't want to be in the weeds of points and miles. But if you do want to learn the game and you don't want to open up a gazillion credit cards, this is a great opportunity for you to earn points that doesn't take an extreme amount of effort. And while all these strategies might seem small, they really do add up fast. So last year, between shopping portals, I earned over 100,000 points without opening a new card. That's a round trip business class flight to Europe or a week in Hawaii, all from being intentional with my regular spending. Again, this isn't about spending more, but rather about earning smarter. So just to recap, before you buy anything online, check if there's a way to earn from it. So use Rakuten for your shopping. Check Capital One offers if you're a Capital One Venture card holder and that applies to you. I didn't mention cashbackmonitor.com. It's a website that you can go to look for the best current offers in the shopping portals. It's a site I sometimes use. It is one more step that you don't have to take, but if you're deciding between which shopping portal to use, you're like not sure if you want to use the American airline portal or if you're going to earn more cash back on Rakuten, you may find it useful, so just check it out. You can track your cards with CardPointers, sign up and install the extension, and really just start saving. And you're going to turn your everyday purchases into your next adventure. Easy peasy, right? And again, you don't have to do all the things. So there's no way any of us can keep up with all this. But just know that there are tools that are out there that are designed to help you be more strategic and really just optimize your spend and your points earning. And if you want them, great. And if you don't want to use them, it's okay. It's okay to pick and choose what works best for you. So you'll find links to all the sites that I mentioned in the show notes. If you found this episode helpful, I would love it if you would take 60 seconds to just leave me a quick review. It helps others find the show. And please share it with a friend or a colleague who's gearing up for holiday shopping because this year your gifts could earn them and you your next getaway. If you made it to the end of this episode and it left your head spinning and you would love help with implementing your own credit card award strategy that's personalized to you, that will open doors to extraordinary experiences, or have points and just want to know how to use them to get to your next destination. I do offer awards booking strategy consultation and award booking services. You can find out more about this on my website. That's www.prescriptiontotravelmd.com, or feel free to reach out to me on Instagram and Facebook. If you're not already following along in the Prescription to Travel MD Facebook group, that's for all professionals and really anyone who's interested in learning how to travel better, including using points and credit cards, or the Prescription to Travel MD Doctors Lounge Facebook group for all of my MDs, DOs, DMDs, PharmDs. I would love to have you in my communities. You can also follow along on Instagram for the most up-to-date information on, what's going on in the travel world and see me courses and conferences and retreats that are ongoing and just so much more. So I really want to thank you so much for listening. I love hearing your stories about how something you've heard on the podcast has really just enriched your lives, and it's truly a privilege to be able to share this with you. I appreciate all the support so much. All right, guys, talk soon.